Here we are, once again, jamming out all badass with me, Francisco. Thanks again for everybody for tuning in. Tell everybody about the show being on live right now, on your pages, whatever. Let's appreciate that gold man. Yeah, another 6 show got planned for today. This is episode number 20 on the flyer, but I've done probably like 22 total. So kind of crazy to think about it. I just started it not that long ago. Had some all badass guests come on. Tonight is no different. Your hair's fine, Louie. Yeah, Louie will be coming on here in a minute. Just a couple of things before we get going. This Saturday, I'm going to be doing a little panel thing about Sodom with about 4 or 5 other maniacs. Some may have been on it already. Some are new. So it's going to be cool talking about Sodom. So tune in to that this Saturday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. This better be good. It's always good, Tom. It's always good. But anyhow, yeah, tune into that Sodom. Little show about Sodom. Any fans of Sodom out there besides me? I know there is. And then also, just to again, just want to plug Texas Metal Concerts. The site's been updated like crazy. Any show you want to think about in Houston, or not in Houston, in Texas, go to the site txmetalconcerts.com. You can pretty much find any show throughout Texas. If you look on there and your show's not on there, just contact them and they'll put it on there. But it's probably it is the most detailed calendar there is that you'll find out there. So it's actually a cool place, a little one-stop place to go find out about shows. So go check out that site, txmetalconcerts.com, for any shows that may be coming throughout the entire state of Texas. So now that we got shows coming up, that it's filling up quite a bit, and they're doing a good job on that site to keep up with what's going on. So yeah, go check it out. Said it's pretty cool little place. One more thing, just another wanted to share a flyer. This is a show. I don't know if anybody caught this tour back in '92. I caught it in Houston. This flyer says it was at the Axiom, but it was actually got moved from the Axiom to a place called Backstage on the southwest side of Houston, which is actually a pretty cool tour. Obituary, Agnostic Front, which stuck out, but man, they kicked the ass in Houston. I remember everybody going nuts. Huge circle pits for Agnostic Front that night. Malevolent, I think Malevolent Creation opened up in Houston, but it was a really cool show. So yeah. I thought it was funny. I was like, well, this wasn't at the Axiom, but it wasn't. It was at Backstage, now that I remember. So initially it was supposed to be at the Axiom. So an Axiom is a legendary venue in Houston that Louie has actually played at several times. I saw one of his bands play there probably that same year. But yeah, Axiom was basically our how can I explain it, our CBGBs or whatever, whatever venue everybody knows about us in a certain town or big city or whatever. That was the Axiom for Houston, Texas. So anyway, damn, lost power for a bit. That sucks. Power grid. You got that right. All right, so anyhow, let me get this out of the way. So, all right, so I'm gonna spend any more time on that, but I would like to say thanks to everybody that's been subscribed to the channel. Really close to 666 subscribers. So last I checked, it's really close. So if you haven't subscribed to it yet, go ahead and do it. It's really easy. Just click the subscribe button and tell all your friends about the show. So all right. So tonight's guest, to me, is a one of those legendary. He probably won't like it, but people in the Texas metal underground, been involved in it for a long ass time, since early '80s, with bands like Death Tripper, Rotting Corpse, Devastation, Indignation, Hell Dogs. But I think a lot of people may remember him from the Signs of Life era of Devastation, which was yeah. Thank you, Fraser. God damn it! Why did I have to look over that? You distracted me, said Fraser. So anyhow, please welcome Louie Carrisalez to the show. What's going on, Louie?
What's going on?
Everything good? Or what?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Now, man, I appreciate you joining us, or joining me, I guess, or us. Everybody, a lot of people in the chat already, kind of, talking in there already about whatever, about the Texas power grid, which you probably know well about already. all the issues that we had over the winter and shit, and now in the summertime. And then people are giving me Astros updates in the chat too, so that's a good thing. So anyhow, again, appreciate you joining me. I guess we can start off by I know you haven't really been active in a while in music. What kind of things are you up to like these days? Other than obviously you haven't been doing music. What's keeping you busy these days?
Well, my wife and I have a t-shirt shop, so I've been doing that for several years. But even before that, I've been screen printing for years. Me and Rodney got into screen printing. He has his own shop too.
Oh, that's right.
So we've been doing that. He's got his own thing. We got our own thing.
That's awesome.
I also tattoo. I've been tattooing for quite a while now. I tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been doing that for quite some time.
There in San Antonio?
Yeah, I work at a shop called Archangel Tattoo in Universal City, and I've been there for 10 years. I apprenticed with a guy named Sean DeGan that used to have Perfection Tattoo here in San Antonio, and he used to be in the Scrotum Nosedive, and I went to school with those guys. Yeah. Chris Trevino, and who's a phenomenal tattooer, goes by Horimana. He was a bass player, and so just met those guys. And then one day I just walked in the shop, and he asked me if I wanted a job, and I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." started fucking people up, and then learned how to tattoo a little bit better.
So were you always like were you always an artist or drawing as a kid or
Yeah,
I mean tattooing's not easy.
No, fuck no. It's fucking people think it's easy, and then
I know. They
come in with the stupidest shit, but stay the fuck off Pinterest for Christ's sake, man. Like nobody has
All right, so if anybody goes to Louie's shop, don't come in there with any stupid shit, all right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I come from a very artistically inclined family. My dad was a pinstriper, sign painter, and I grew up around hot rods and shit, and
badass.
So I was always drawing, drawing Kiss logos and whatever, and then I did some art for Devastation. They actually took the skull with the blindfold, and we all got tattoos of it. They had the tattoo before I joined the band.
Yeah,
and then I got mine when I joined the band.
It's like a initiation and shit.
Nah,
I know. The Devastation, the gang and shit.
Yeah, I think Edward was the only one that didn't have it, so I used to draw it on him. Just for fun, but yeah.
Do you still see those guys?
I see Rodney every once in a while. Dave Burke lives in Houston. I don't really see him. We'll chit chat. Edward, it's hit or miss. Every once in a while, we'll see him. Henry is, I really don't want to elaborate on that, but I don't really see him too much.
Yeah, I got you.
And then the guy that used to sell merchandise for us, Carlos, he's from Houston. We correspond.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always talk.
Is that the guy you call Evil Carlos?
Yeah, that's him. That's the man.
Okay. Yeah, I found. I was kind of looking through your Instagram thing, and I saw a picture of some guy.
Stalker.
Yeah, stalking. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to get some photos for the show. So, you talk about your family being artistic and stuff. So, what kind of music would you hear around your house when you were like a real young kid before you even started going out on your own finding music? Like, what kind of stuff did your parents listen to?
Man, really, honestly, my dad listened to everything. It was him that got me into music. I mean, I listened to everything, from Buddy Holly, Fats Domino, stuff like that. My mom used to listen to, Engelbert Humperdinck and fucking weird shit, but my dad was really into, we listened to everything. Chicago, ZZ Top. Those are some of my favorite bands. And he took me to go see Kiss, and that changed my life.
No shit. What year was that?
It was a Love Gun tour. I was like 8 years old.
Damn.
And
I've had a lot of people on here, and a lot of them are either pretty close to your age, and that's the band that always comes up from everybody. Kiss in like the late 70s for everybody was like eye opening, like the band that the kind of the gateway for everybody.
Yeah, to see visuals like that at a young age, and then with music to it.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck, this is hell. It's like fire and blood. And like, that was it. I was hooked, and then from then on, I wanted to go to every concert that came to San Antonio. And I got to see, back then we had the convention center, so it was crazy. Got to see a lot of good shows, a lot of good bands.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's one show. It's a very infamous show, and I'm pretty sure you were there. And I want to bring it up: the Slayer versus Slayer show.
Yeah,
you were at that, right?
Oh yeah.
So you got any member? Because I mean, I've had people. People always talk about this show, and I wasn't there. That was what 84, 85, and but any memories from this show of how it went, or like being there that you could talk about? Because I really want to hear about that. Dan,
you couldn't get another person in that place with a shoehorn, man. I mean, that place was packed.
Really?
Yeah, it had like an upper balcony that was all packed. I do remember, like, well, we were always diehard fans for metal and stuff, so we were like right in the front, and they had those old upside down inverted crosses with just a big bright like light.
Badass, hell yeah!
Yeah, it was totally killer, man. I mean, I actually have the soundboard recording for that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have the guy that used to work for SA Slayer, his name is Tony. We call him Tony Von Helldog. He actually was a bass player in Helldog. He had it, and he gave me a copy one night, and he's like, "Check it out," and I put it on, and it's the actual live recording.
Badass. Well, you got me. You got me now, so you can hook me up.
It's actually on vinyl, but it's like $500. It's like, it was like a limited pressing from somebody from South America did it, but
okay, wow,
yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I even had SA Slayer played in my backyard, and when I was in the 8th grade.
Well, you know what? I was gonna bring that. There's something about them playing. I did my research, man. Them playing your birthday party.
It was just like a 8th grade, finally, I guess, graduating 8th grade, and
shit. You had SA Slayer playing bass.
Yeah, and it was cool. I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, we would always go see SA Slayer, and I was able to get them to play. And I could go in about that shit, but it was hilarious. But that's how I became friends with McLean and Bob Catlin and Don. They pulled up in a fucking white limo in the alley of my house.
To your house?
They had to jump the fence. Shit. They jumped the fence to get into the yard and shit. It was supposed to be just for like my friends, and then all these people showed up, and it just spread. And so my dad started charging like $3 at that.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
hell yeah!
They hung out at the house all day. Bob Catlin even dropped his cabinet on a water fountain. Water faucet, and broke it, and it was all fucking leaking water.
Wait, so they played in your backyard or in the house?
Oh, okay. And in the backyard with like milk crates and shit, like little fucking stage.
Oh, they built a stage and everything?
Yeah, I mean, they had George Zombie, Ronnie had this full stack. I mean, they came out and
they put on a show.
Yeah, they played. They played, They played. I think a few originals. They played all the originals off the EP, but then they also played a lot of covers.
No shit.
They got shut down before they could even do the whole set. But it was cool. I mean,
that's badass.
Have them play there, and it was like, to me, those were, at a young age, those are like icons to us. We're like, fuck, they're playing in my backyard.
yeah, exactly.
And then from there, I ended up playing in a band with Bob Catlin and Tony, which was the Hell Dogs.
Yeah.
But that was like that was after
Yeah.
later on, because I was, of course, like in high school, I played with Death Tripper.
Yeah. We'll get into that, but yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Fucking let's say Slayer playing in your backyard. That's cooler. That's cooler than the fucking than the Slayer versus Slayer show to me.
Well, I mean, to go back to that, I mean, yeah, it was to be part of that and to see it, you know.
Yeah.
It was, you can't explain it. I mean, I think Rodney might have some pictures from that show, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
No, he has. And maybe I might be wrong, but I think he has some pictures of that. But I mean, I think so many people to see that is just like fucking unbelievable. And to go back, that flyer, that shirt, somebody made it, and then I saw it, and then I reproduced it. But then when Slayer played here recently, I ran into John Araya, and I met John Araya when he was doing Blood Come, and we met, we talked, and it was funny because this is years later, and he remembered me, and I just so happened to have those shirts I had printed. I was like, maybe I'll see somebody and I'll give him these shirts. But sure, I fucking saw John, and I gave one to John, and John gave the other one to Tom, and then Tom wore it the night they played in San Antonio.
Oh, you know what? I've seen that. I think I've seen that photo photo of him wearing that shirt. That's badass.
Yeah, that was fucking really cool. I mean, I was so far away I couldn't even see because I'm fucking blind as a bat. But
yeah, well,
somebody took a picture and sent it to me on my phone, and I was like, holy fuck, he's wearing it. So it was cool. I mean, for them to wear it, you know.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that was an amazing show. I mean, just two different styles of metal. I mean, S.A. Slayer was doing their own type of thing because, you know, with the high vocals, and Slayer was doing the same thing, but it was, you know, just a totally different difference in metal, you know. And it was amazing.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. I like hearing about those classic shows. Like, you know, I mean, I was in 84, 85. I was like 19 years old, you know. I was like jamming to AC/DC, like Back in Black at that time. I was barely getting into it, you know. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
I wasn't ready for fucking Slayer in 84, not yet anyway. So
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, I hear a couple people. Carl said that show was badass, and my buddy Charles says there was a couple guys that were probably at that show. So not too many people I know that I know. You know, I don't live in Houston.
Yeah.
So talking about other cool shit. There's another photo when I was stalking your shit. This right here, man. Holy shit.
Oh fuck.
When was this?
That was when Fate opened up for Motorhead and Exciter. Actually, it was Exciter and then Merciful Fate and then Motorhead. That was, dude, you could not. That was.
Where was that? Where'd that show take place?
That was at the Hemisphere Arena.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they did it in store, and we fucking went and got to meet them. Those fucking glasses and that hair.
Damn, they played at the Hemisphere?
No, it was the Freeman Coliseum.
Oh, okay.
The Freeman, my mistake. But yeah, and dude, Motorhead was like so freaking loud. It was unbelievable. But yeah, talk about
that was that that Motorhead Exciter Merciful Fate tour.
Yeah,
I've heard about right, but
that bill. I mean, you got
I bet in '84. Holy shit!
Fuck yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Did you got any of those? You got any of those tour shirts still laying around anywhere that you bought?
No, actually, before it got all crazy like it is now, and I made some good dough selling all my old stuff. But that was I mean, I had that shirt, you know, but I got
of course. Don't break the oath. I love that
shit no more.
No.
People make some really good reproductions, you know. Yeah, I don't care if they're bootlegs or not. They do a good job.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is at the same in-store, right, with Dan Beeler?
No, that's at the Freeman. He was walking around, and I was like,
"Oh, no shit."
Yeah, but he was totally cool. And they actually Exciter had played before that tour in San Antonio, and they had they played at the Sunken Gardens, and that was fucking badass. I think that's when Billy Sheehan was in Tallis, and they opened.
Yeah.
They opened up the show, and I want to say Lost Rocket even played on that bill too. If I'm not
Damn.
mistaken. Yeah, yeah, that was some good shit. I mean, for
Yeah.
back then, we San Antonio got a lot of good shit. Good
Yeah. I know.
shows, and we were known for being the heavy metal capital at the time. And
Yeah.
so
Hell yeah.
when we started
San-
getting bands like that coming through, we were like, oh fuck, it was good shit. There was a guy in at our school that was also doing they were bringing bands. They did bring Exciter. They did bring LA Slayer at the
Yeah.
time, and then they ended up bringing Nasty Savage and shit like that. So these guys were bringing bands that we never thought we'd see. They brought Celtic Frost and Voivod, and that was we were lucky to
Yep.
see some good shit back in the day. Some, I mean, real like the guys that were paving the way for all these other bands. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing. All right. So you briefly mentioned Death Tripper. Was Death Tripper your first band?
Yeah, like more like a full band.
Yeah. Like a
Like a band that we had a whole
band. Yeah.
Yeah, they were around before, and then they had some problems, and then I had just transferred schools, and they knew I played drums. Oh shit! And yeah,
I like when I get an oh shit on the show.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so
got that fucking dealing with it t-shirt on.
Hell yeah, that was my high school band. I was jamming with them, and they were fucking extreme. They were. I mean, Chris went on to play and sing for Solitude Eternus. And
Okay.
But before that, I mean, you talk about real fucking. Those dudes were black satanic metal.
Yeah.
Burning
Hell
the
yeah.
priests, and it was pretty. It was chaotic. I would say, like, we were just young kids. You don't know what the hell we were doing.
What year was this photo right here? Do you remember?
Maybe like 85, 86. Had to be around there. Yeah. That was yeah, I had a mullet and everything.
Well, I mean, 84, 85, 86.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was 10, 11. I had a fucking mullet then too, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But somebody noticed that Raw Power shirt. Badass.
Yeah, we even saw Raw Power at a fucking small ass fucking punk club called the Bone Club. And
no shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was extreme because they were from Italy and they fucking ended up playing there and they were just fucking badass.
Yeah.
They were like, holy fuck,
Yeah, dude. They were like a hardcore punk band, but they could fucking outplay anybody. Yeah. Like the lead guitar player was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite like hardcore like punk albums that screams from the gutter. Fucking ripping, man.
Crazy cover. I mean, you saw a cover like, damn, that fucking just a weird cover.
yeah.
Fluorescent colors. You're like, hell yeah.
Here's one I took off online. This is a badass photo. This was early on in Death Tripper too, right?
Yeah, that was definitely in Death Tripper. Yeah, Jerry Blanco's rehearsal room.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you guys were did you play many shows then? I know I have like one flyer in here somewhere.
No, we actually opened up we opened up for Celtic Frost and Voivod.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
And then we opened up for DRI.
Where's that flyer at?
We also played some other shows with like Militia, Valkyrie, Rotting Corpse. We did quite a few shows. Rotting Corpse actually took us up to Dallas, and we played at what was called a Tombstone or Radiation Dump. We played there.
Badass.
And, we never played with Devastation, I don't think, but yeah, we just did just local punk shows and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I had a different style. Like I was really into like playing fast and
yeah.
And at that time too, I was actually already involved in tape trading, so I was getting shit that people didn't have. The Alarm and the Heresy.
And man, you talking about shit right there.
Yeah, so like all that shit started like, man, I just want to be fast, and then Dark Angel and
Yeah.
Slayer. So my whole thing was speed. I just wanted to be fast, and
Yeah.
so that's what we were doing. So we fit in playing with punk bands
Yeah.
and metal bands. So it was, and that was one thing that it was pretty cool.
This right here, this was the first demo.
No, actually, it's a demo. That's the first demo that I was on. But before
This one right here.
yeah, before that demo, there was a demo called "Burn the Priest," and
Oh yeah.
so that was the very first one with the original lineup. They had Danny Cisneros, he passed away, and then they also had a guy named Mike playing drums, and Jerry Blanco, and then Chris Gabehart. That was in that lineup. And then after that, Danny went on to play with Hell Preacher. Mike got kicked out, and then we got this guy, another guy named Danny. Well, we called him the Freak, so he played guitar. That's when
the Freak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he really was. But,
this is the other demo right here. I think it was after though, right?
Yeah, it's the Canis Major one, I think. Yeah, that's the Canis Major. Yeah, we actually recorded like a shitload of songs in like one night, and so they just split up the demo. So like I don't even have that one anymore. But it was yeah, we didn't. It was like I said, it was just chaos. We were just there to fuck shit up.
Yeah, hell yeah. So was that your first time recording anything ever?
Yeah,
like on those demos. You remember? You remember the sessions? Like where did y'all record, and like what did the engineer guy think of y'all's stuff y'all were doing?
I just remember it being like it took forever, and I was like, "Fuck," it was just crazy. The guy had this really fucked up scenario he wanted me to play on, and I was like, "Dude, this is fucking terrible." He's like, "I swear it's gonna sound good." And I did, and then I just went in and fucking played drums on it, and then they fucking mixed it and everything. And when I listen to it now, I'm all like, "Oh my god, it's just like all over the place."
Well, I mean, you were young, right?
Yeah, you don't really. I didn't. I just knew I could play, and I was like, play, just fucking jam. But when you go from not really having any experience or anything like that, I was just hyper to play. Like I just want to fucking play, man. That's it. That's all what it was about for me.
Hell yeah. Let's go back to this right here. The what do you remember about that playing that show with Frost and that Voivod tour?
No, they're fucking super cool dudes. I mean, I was a big Frost fan, and I got to meet Reed St. Mark, and I was like, man, he was fucking super cool. I still have the drum head he gave me, and yeah, I mean, he was like, dude, like when Death Tripper played, like he was watching me play, and he's like, dude, you're fucking really good. I'm like, wow, and I really liked the way he played, and it was cool as shit, man. The dudes in Voivod were fucking really cool. I became really good friends with Blackie in a way, and awesome. They when I would see him, they would, get into shows and hang out and talk, and and then I don't know if you know, but like at the time, I think it was like during the Coal Lake area or into Pandemonium, Tom Warrior was living in San Antonio. He got married to a chick.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, he used to live here, and every now and then, like somebody would see him somewhere, but it was cool. I mean, like I said, like I was into tape trading, so like I recorded that show and got the video and some really cool pictures. But
is that your video that's all over, like all over, that was traded around like crazy? Sophie Frost playing.
I didn't record it. It was the guy that was managing Death Tripper, and the guy named Tony Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, he used to have that club, the DMZ, and he was another guy that he brought a lot of fucking good bands, man. He was a crazy dude. Like he took the chance and be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna bring this band."
Yeah. Well, he's still around, I think, right? He's still around, like doing that stuff.
Yeah, but he recorded that show and it got out, and the rest is history. It was classic. But this dude was super cool, man. I mean, it was a shame that Running Wild was supposed to be on that bill, but for some reason they didn't play on the.
Oh yeah. That's right. All right, so let me see. Let's get into this band a little bit. Now, this band I wasn't really too familiar with, but I looked it up. But Hell Dogs, you mentioned them already. You mentioned it already. That was, I think you did it from like '86 to like '88 or something like that, right?
Um, yeah, because I left to join Riding Corpse around that time. But yeah, and the funny story with that is, of course, Bob Catlin was from SA Slayer. He was a guitar player, and then they got a guy named Tony Von Helldog. He was a bass player in the band, and they actually had Wilf Williams from GBH from England playing
Yeah.
drums.
No
And then,
shit.
yeah, he moved to Texas and he was living here in San Antonio, and they formed a
Yeah.
band. And so Death Tripper and Hell Dogs played a show, and Hell Dogs was setting up. Wilf wasn't there, and so I set up the drums, and then they were gonna do a sound check, and they just asked me, "Hey, do you know any songs?" I said, "Let's play Ace of Spades." And so we played Ace of Spades. We did that show. Death Tripper played and Hell Dogs played, and the next night we were playing in Austin. Well, fucking
Yeah.
Wilf quit the band that night. They played in San Antonio. So that same night, they asked me if I would play drums for them in Austin, and I was like, I don't know the songs. So like, fuck it. So the next day, I went and practiced like all day, and I learned like 6 songs or some, maybe 4. I may be exaggerating, but yeah, I learned fucking 6 songs or 5 songs. Played with them, and then played with Death Tripper, and then
Damn.
I just kept playing with them, and I really liked playing with them, just as much as I liked playing with Death Tripper.
Yeah.
But there was a different vibe, and they were better musicians, and they really helped me become a better drummer and musician. So I got kicked out of Death Tripper, and I stayed with Hell Dogs, and
Yeah, just transition right over.
yeah, and then so it was great, man. I mean, those dudes really helped me like be a better drummer, and
Where
to
was
be like it was really cool because I got to play with Bob, and I always like SA Slayer. So I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
badass.
playing with Bob Callan. So it's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it. So
Where was this show at right here? You sent me this photo.
yeah, that was in Corpus. We were opening up for Anchor Watt, and we used to play with them quite a bit, man. And back then, fuck, man, it was good fucking
Yeah.
good shows, man. Good shows.
What stood out about this picture, I mean, is that white cabinet, the guitar cabinet. I was like, what the hell is that?
It's a Mesa Boogie cabinet.
Yeah, it fucking stands out. And I see you playing your drums. Do you still have any drums laying around the house or anything? Do you still get on the kit ever?
Nope.
Wow.
I don't have. The only thing I have is a pair of sticks, and they're just in a box. And actually, I haven't played like in years, like a long time. And my childhood friend Mondo Tovar, he actually plays in Las Cruces.
Yeah.
And he's always recording and doing shit. And one day he's like, "Hey man, you want to do some shit with me?" And I'm like, "I haven't played in fucking like 17, 18 years." They come fucking play. So we recorded Black Metal. The song
Yeah.
Venom.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played, dude, in fucking forever. So it was just all like, get it and go. And I was like, fuck, I sucked. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It ain't like riding a bike, motherfucker. It's hard, but it was fun.
Yeah. Hell no, it's not.
I only did that song, and then we fucked around with some other songs, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it. Hung them up.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fucking done. I mean, I did. I can honestly say it's like playing in different bands. You grow, and then when I was in Devastation, I didn't play as well as I wanted to play, and after that, I really buckled down and really like dedicated myself. So I was able to play the way I wanted to play, and I was really fast and extreme and fucking clean, and so I did all that. And then once all that happened, I was like, fuck. There's nothing wrong with starting over, but at the time, like, I had my daughter, and I was just all like, I can't fucking do this full time. It's just,
Well, here's Jeff. Jeff, Hellbound Jeff. Talk about your daughter calling you out or something. What's that about?
I don't know. She probably did.
Calling you out about playing drums or something. I don't know what Jeff's talking about.
Oh, she will. I mean, my daughter is like, she saw me play. You know, I had my drums and she was real little and stuff, but
Yeah, okay.
she's always like, "Oh, you should do it. You should do it." You know, whatever. She's real supportive. My my son, he's
Oops.
not into the style of music. I mean, now he's older. He's learning a little bit more. And I try to show him stuff, but he's not into it. Like I showed him some. He's really good at as a musician. Like he plays the tuba and he's like a region band. Like he's really good. So and he's a
Yeah,
really
that's awesome.
he's a really good artist too. So I'm like, this my kid's gonna. I hope he keeps doing what he's doing musically and artistically because he's good, man.
That's badass, man.
But my daughter's always like, "Oh, you should do it. You should play again." I'm like, nah.
Oh, here it is. Jeff said, you got some drums, and she said, I thought you knew how to play drums after years of not playing them or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. What was funny is that we went to the music store, and I had her and my son, and I just sat down and fucked around, and she told me, "I thought you said you were good." I was like, "Ah, shit." Man.
Hey, in your mind, like what you're still there, right? In your mind, but when you like try to put it together, it's like fuck. That's with anything though. But
I mean,
that's fucking hilarious.
I think it's like anything. If you start, it's like almost rehab. You got to start over, start slow, and then eventually build up, to what you.
Yeah, and you're not 22 years old anymore either.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I still like fucking when I'm sitting down somewhere, my feet are always going, like my feet are moving. Like,
oh yeah.
I'll tap. It's just like I know what's going on. I know what they're doing, and I can.
Yeah.
But my feet are always like my feet are going, especially.
So you're a driving drummer like me. Just
yeah. No, I don't do that because
you don't do that.
People doing that. I said, look at that fucking idiot. He's fucking.
He's shit. All right.
Swatting flies.
Now, this flyer. This is the Hell Dogs flyer. Now this is weird because you played in this show. It's like you played in every one of these bands at one point.
In every one of those bands. Yeah.
Now this show, you were you in just Hell Dogs at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, like I had seen Devastation before, but when I saw them play that show, there was just something about it, man. I was like, holy fuck! Like I kind of knew. I was like, these dudes are gonna fucking do something.
Yeah.
And then so I played in Hell Dogs, and then Rotting Corpse played, and Rotting Corpse has always been one of those bands that was like they didn't give a fuck. They were pretty crazy, and they played. They always played covers and shit like that. So. I think right about then, that's when I kind of like, I can't remember how I ended up playing with fucking Rotting Corpse, but I ended up in the band. So
I was watching there's a video on YouTube. It's of you and Walt, and I think Steve's in there playing. You said it was it was like you guys did like COC.
Yeah.
A rehearsal. It's like a rehearsal video. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a fucking old. I remember seeing it a long time ago. I was like, who the fuck put this up? But I remember, we were always like playing cool songs like covers and shit just to fuck around. But we did, I will say one thing. Like when they did ask me, I was like really fucking excited because I was like, fuck, I'm gonna play with John Perez and Walt. And because those two dudes were fucking crazy badass musicians back then.
Yeah, totally.
But when I joined, like nobody was there. It was just Walt, and then they got Steve Murphy, and I was like, "Oh, we're a fucking 3-piece." So I thought we were gonna do all this, and it was just a 3-piece, and that we were a 3-piece for a while, and then we did the Dark Angel thing that Walt brought Dark Angel.
Yeah, those 3 dates or whatever.
Yeah, and then we didn't have Steve Murphy anymore. We had Mondo Tovar, who was in Las Cruces. That was like I drug him. I was like, "Dude, you're gonna have to play bass." Like I actually like took him like, bro, we're gonna do this. Took him, and then we got Roger Gallardo, who used to be in Hell Preacher, and we got him on the second guitar. And that was another good thing too, because he was really good in Hell Preacher, and I always wanted to jam with him. So to get him in the Rotting Corpse, that was badass. And then that was a solid lineup. I really liked that lineup in Corpse. It was really good. But Roger left, and I think Mondo hung around for a while, and we would just tours a 3-piece, me, Mondo, and Walt. And I don't even know if you might even know about this, but we played a show in Houston with that band Fortress, the guy that used to manage Fortress.
Yeah.
And we pull up to this club. It's a venue, and we're in there waiting, and these ladies pull up and they start decorating, and we're like, "What the fuck?" So they had double booked the venue, so they were setting up for a quince, and we're supposed to play. And the ladies like, "Nah, we're fucking doing the quince. Y'all aren't playing." So we ended up having like we drove there, no place to play. So this guy goes, "Y'all can play in my house." So we played in the dude's garage, and everybody from the show went to this guy's garage. And no PA, we just fucking set up and started jamming, and Walt was just screaming out loud, playing, and we had, I think Wes Weaver was there, and a couple.
It was at my buddy Charles. I don't know if he was there, but he said he was at the High Chaparral.
No, this was at somebody's garage.
The garage. Okay,
we moved since we couldn't play at the little venue.
Yeah.
We were all like, well, fuck, what are we going to do? And then this kid goes, y'all can play in my house. So we just followed him to his house, and everybody went to this guy. Opened the garage door and started fucking jamming.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I have heard that story.
Yeah,
I have heard that story. I think Wes told that story.
That was fun, man. I mean, I think we opened up with like Death Metal by Possessed. They just started playing we played like crazy covers, so it was fun.
Yeah,
that was
You were only on the that second demo, right? The second Rotting Corpse demo.
Yeah,
the one from '87. That fuck it, it's only thrash.
Yeah, there's some of the stories that not really stories, but the timeline that Walt laid out is like really not right. But
it's been a lot of years, but
but I mean, I did play on the second demo. And that had more of a hardcore punk feel to it. And
I agree.
But I just did that demo, and then I bailed.
Like live shows.
We did live shows, and then I bailed, and then that's when I tried out for Devastation right there.
Yeah,
everybody gave me a hard time, man, because like you said, like I played in a lot of bands, and I just didn't have a good reputation. Like, oh, this is a band jumper, So, but I, it's just because I just wanted to play, and I just wanted to do stuff, and I wanted to make it. That was my drive. And I actually tried out for like a lot of bands that people don't know about. Like I tried out for the band from here called Cyrus. I tried out for them when I was a kid. Me and Bob Catlin even actually were asked to play on the second Juggernaut album.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Damn.
I think we started writing with Scott Womack like one song, and then we didn't do that. I played in a lot of bands. I tried out for a lot of bands, and I just wanted to make it. So once I landed the gig with Deva, I was that was the stepping stone right there, the pivotal point to like, fuck, this is shit. This is because like I said, back when I saw him at that one show that all of us played.
Yeah,
and these dudes are gonna fucking do something, and I was right, man.
That's when I first heard Devastation. I remember there was a guy, he was an older guy, he was wearing that Signs of Life t-shirt or whatever. And I saw it, I'm like, this must have been like, I guess 89 or something.
Yeah.
I was like 14, right? And I'm like, it just, that album cover just kind of drew me. I was like, God damn, that's badass. I don't know what that is. And then, shortly thereafter, I went looking out for that album. And that was the first time you recorded with him, right?
Yeah. They had already recorded, I think 4 or 5 songs off, which was a Contaminated demo, which they got signed off for.
Right.
So that was already recorded, and they actually recorded that demo twice in 2 different studios. And they actually recorded in Corpus the first time, and then the second time, Walt actually helped them find the studio, and they recorded at Pantico Studios, which is of course Daryl and Vinny Abbott's father,
Right.
from Pantera. So they recorded there, and then they started circulating that demo, and that's what they got signed.
Yeah. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Rodney was sending out promo packs, and then man, I'll never forget. Like one morning, he was asleep, and the phone rang, and I answered the phone, and it was Scott Givens from Combat. And,
Yeah.
like, hey, it's this Scott Givens. I was like, oh, who's this? He's like, I work for Combat Records. And I was like, okay. He's like, I want to sign you guys. And I was like, what the fuck? So I gave Rodney the phone, and I could just hear him talking. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, that was a real phone call. I was like, damn. Yeah, but yeah, from that it was like we just started writing and getting ready for that thing, and it was I was actually out of the band, and then I rejoined the band to record, and then I was with them for I don't even know however long I was with them, and then I left again, and then rejoined again. Mid-tour on the Idolatry tour. I didn't record on Idolatry, but
right.
I did write the drums for Forsaken Hatred.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that was the one song that I didn't get writing credit for, but I have the fucking recordings that we were recording, and I helped write that song.
So what was that? What was that session like recording Signs of Life? How long did it take you? A while, or how long did it take you to get that done? And you got any memories of that recording that album?
We did it pretty fast, and the crazy thing is, like, when we showed up to the studio, Goodnight Audio, I had to do the tracks like that night, which was crazy. It's like it wasn't like show up and unload, set up, and then record. It was like show up and then record, and I was like, fuck, I'm recording tonight. So it was really like bam, bam. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and if there was a way I could re-record those drums, I would do it.
What it's just what
it just wasn't. I mean, back then I wasn't playing the way I wanted to. Really, like I was saying. But
you think you were rushed or something, or
no? I just really just wasn't playing the way I should. I wanted to. It was all about like more. I think more dedication I could have put into it, and I don't think I really did. I'm not saying that I didn't dedicate it, but I just not enough. But
to me personally, it's my favorite Devastation album. It's got it's intense, and it's got, because the first album it's great riffs, but Rodney was still trying to figure out how to sing, right? It seemed like it on that album, and then Signs of Life came out, and exactly, Tom. He said you could have fooled me. Signs of Life rules. About your drumming or whatever.
Yeah, it is.
But Signs of Life is, to me, is the Devastation album.
Thank you. That album, it is like, it's just 100 miles an hour. Like, that's the thing that was, we were so into, is like, we just wanted to be fucking like, just to kill, just be fast as fuck, and the live shows got to be intense, and that was just. We were known for that. Like when we played, it'd be like, oh, these fucking dudes are just out there to fucking just rip your face off, and that's what it was all about.
Hell yeah!
And then with Idolatry, the songwriting was really more progressed. It was heavier. Rodney's vocals on that album, man, I love those fucking vocals on that album.
Yeah,
I just think like he fucking found his niche, and I was like, fuck, man. I was like, he was just amazing.
Yeah,
and it was really cool to rejoin them on Idolatry and play with them at that level. And I was like, man, it was great. I mean,
I like that album. I like that album, but it's like I was used to, like, I was waiting for that fucking all out speed again on that album, right? And it slowed down. It had more like slow double bass parts or whatever. I mean, it's not a bad album or anything, but it's just I was expecting more Devastation style shit.
Yeah, it's funny because I have heard that several times. It was like, it's a good album, but it's not Signs. It's like,
yeah. Well, that's my opinion too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's something that's something I'm always going to be proud of. It's just like something that I can be like, yeah, I'm still waiting to go to the fucking flea market or the used bookstore and find it, and I'll be like, fuck, there it is. Somebody fucking Somebody sold it, motherfucker.
I still got mine back here somewhere.
Yeah.
So
like, that's what I'm waiting for. But I actually have the original artwork. So
is that? Oh wait, hold on. Let me. Is that well before? I think this was the album, and I always to this day I'm like, man, did these dudes go to like the Sears or something to take this photo, or what? You know, because the background looks like they're like, all right, boys, y'all just kind of, you know, get closer together or whatever. What do you remember about what was this taken at, or what was going on?
That's funny because you know what, you must have read my mind because today I was thinking like, man, I remember we went to like Olin Mills or some shit like that. You know,
oh shit, so I was right.
But yeah, and they actually. You know what the funny thing is, like, I'm the shortest guy in the band, so they had me kneel on something so I could be the same size as Edward. There's no shit. I remember like, man, I had to fucking kneel on something because I'm so fucking short. I mean, I'm fucking only like 5'3", you know. So it's like, but yeah,
shit,
it's funny fucking picture.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, you know, I was like, that's the one that, I mean, it's kind of an iconic photo now, right? But it's just like that background just kills me, man. I'm like, that's fucking, so you did go to, you really, glamour shots, yeah. At least it wasn't glamour shots. That's right.
It would have looked better with like the sparkling, you know.
It would have been like, because Mike Browning from Nocturnus, I had him on here, and I asked him too about their band photo on the first album. I mean, they had their hair all fucking like, they had like, I mean, there's this band that like, you know, sings evil songs, and their band photos, they all had like hairspray, like moosed up hair. I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on? And he's like, man, my girlfriend at the time was like a hairstylist, and she said, I'll go ahead and do your hair. I'm like, oh my God. So it's funny though.
I remember we went to like a professional photographer, which is crazy because Edward and his brother would always take pictures of bands live. I was like, man, we could have just had Edward's brother Gus take pictures of it, but we didn't. But yeah, it's pretty funny. That's a funny picture. There's actually posters of that.
Really?
Yeah, it's so hilarious. And like, I have some, and I was like, oh fuck, I have posters still. But yeah, we used to sell them and stuff.
Is this the? I saw this too. Is this the like a portion of the of that? What is this? I saw this on your page.
That's actually on the cover of Signs. If you look, it's
exactly.
kind of cut off. But there was a whole kind of concept behind Signs of Life, and Rodney took it from that movie, The Seventh Sign. How there's supposed to be 7 seals that are broken before the end of the world,
right?
And that's where some of the songs originated from. I think like Tomorrow We Die, and maybe like Fear of the Unknown, and Signs of Life, and so that the whole concept of the cover was that priest breaks that seal, and I guess like the church burns down. So when he opens the scroll, that's the last scroll that he opens. Yeah. So that's with the skull with the blindfold. So if you look at the cover, like there's a little seal on the table that's kind of broken, like a little disc or something. But yeah, that's and that's like on the very first Devastation album, they took a picture from Violent Termination, which is an actual executed person with the blindfold.
Yeah, it was a skull, right?
Yeah, with the blindfold. So they used that, and they kind of we use that as the kind of like I guess the moniker of the band. And so that's on Signs, and then on Idolatry, that's you know, it's in the center point with the blindfold, and then
that's right. Yeah, that's right. I have noticed that.
Yeah, so that was kind of we use that as, and then when they reissued Idolatry, they used it again, but it has one eye. I think like kind of like justifying like it's back to life, I guess, you know. But they used it again.
All right, so you mentioned this to me earlier, so let's talk about some shows. You guys, you know, pretty known for like having like, you know, pretty intense shows when you played live, lots of thrashing around, no standing around trying to look pretty or nothing like that, just fucking shit up. So this one here is, I think this is the one you told me about, right?
Oh,
the Robert Manaflyer.
Yeah, that's a fucking. No, there's another one too, but that's a good one. That's a fucking badass one.
Yeah, there's a little. I actually called him. He's my buddy. I called him earlier. I said, "Hey, dude, he started laughing his ass off. He's like, man, people ask me about that damn flyer a lot for some reason.
That's
I was
a good
like,
one. But there's the other one that it has like this crazy demon, has like a big giant head, looks like pumpkin head, and he's like spewing vomit on the cross. It's like hilarious.
Okay.
But I was like, but his flyers were always legendary.
Yeah.
But that show right there, that show, man, it got fucking crazy. Like the club owner pulled a gun on Rodney or something like that. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, like we were just like having a good old time, and they weren't really familiar with it, and so they saw that, and people slam dancing and jumping off the stage, and this dude was all like, "Fuck this!" And Rodney had a microphone. He's chasing Rodney around, and yeah, it was fucking crazy. It was a good show.
Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I was talking to Robert about it because he was like, I told him about the flyer, how you brought it up. He's like, he goes, "Yeah, I remember that fucking show, kinda." I was like, "You motherfucker," because he was you know.
Robert.
So, but yeah, that Flyers classic Robert Mena. But you guys did the tour with. Were you on the tour with? You were on the Death Devastation tour, right?
Yeah.
This
we did
from the Axiom.
We did 2 tours. Yeah, we did a mini tour for Leprosy with Death.
Yeah,
and then we did the big tour on the Spiritual Healing tour, and we supported them, and I think it was like 6 weeks or something. But yeah, we did the Leprosy tour, small Texas tour, and then we did the big U.S. tour with them.
What oh yeah, there's another one. There's another one at the Axiom where you guys played. Let me see, where's it at? This one I remember because I used to have the other bands set on VHS, and you actually came up on stage and sang. Do you remember going on stage and singing Rock Lobster with Dead Horse?
Yeah, I used to do that all the time with them. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I think that was like the Horsecore record release show or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, man. But any memories of the Axiom? I mean, being I went there when I was a kid too, but what did you think of that venue, being somebody not from Houston?
That place was fucking legendary, man. I mean, it was just we had a really good following in Houston, and it was
right.
like, and that place was on a good night, and you pack that motherfucker, and it's hot as shit in there.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I remember I had some times I would just hope that they would open up that back door behind the riser because it was so freaking hot. But it was a kind of weird layout. It was like in a corner.
Oh yeah.
But it was a great venue, man. We took a lot of pictures with Devastation there. Like, we were gonna use them for promo pictures.
Yeah.
And just because we dug that place, and that was actually my last show that I played with Devastation. Was at the Axiom. Yeah, we played that last show. My last show I played there.
What Andy wants to know, do you remember if Death and Devastation tour came through Providence, Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Andy. I guess you didn't go.
Yeah, we played. I can tell you, I think we played the Living Room in Rhode Island.
There you go.
I mean, I'm old as fuck, but when it comes to band shit, I have a pretty good fucking.
He said he could have been on drugs, but he thinks he remembers y'all playing there or whatever.
My wife says I have a bad memory, but anything else that has with metal, I can remember anything.
I mean, it sounds like to me you remember a lot of shit to me, but was the let's talk about that video I played at the beginning of the show. I think you saw it playing in Mexico. What the hell? How'd that come about? And what do you remember about that playing? It was like a TV show, right?
Yeah, that was that shit was fucking crazy because I think we're maybe the second band that ever go to Mexico at the time.
Yeah.
And so I don't know the whole details, but I just know that they flew us out there. They said we had a huge following. So they flew us out there, and we land there, and the promoters are like, "All right, guys, we're gonna do a live thing on TV." And we're like, "What the fuck?" So crazy. We get to the hotel, and they wake us up like at 5 a.m. and they take us to the. It used to be called Echo Galavisión,
Yeah.
And they fucking take us to the dressing room. They put makeup on us, and
What?
then, yeah, they like like if you're gonna do like an interview, so they tell us, all right, you guys get ready. So like they tell us you're gonna play live. We're like, what the fuck? So like we play live like on TV.
So it was live actually?
It was live, yeah. We
Oh
played,
wow.
I think 2 or 3 songs, and it's like get up and play, and there's nobody there, just like cameras and just playing, and
Yeah.
yeah, that came out, and man, those shows were fucking incredible, man. I mean, incredible. Like to play that, and we didn't know what to expect, and we showed up, and it was like 2,000 people, just
Damn. Was it at this place right here? I think this was on the if I remember, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I think it's on the Signs of Life, like insert this place right here.
No, that's in Querétaro. We played that place. That was like a spare moment gig, and we played there. We played in a bull arena outside. And if you look behind it, they're setting up the stage.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was fucking cool because the kids were like circle pitting, and it was like a dust storm. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, it was fucking badass, man.
That's fucking. Is that Arena Mateos Lopez or something?
No, that's that's a different
Mexico City, I think.
That's actually a bullfighting ring.
It's fucking crazy.
So we played there, and then the next 2 shows we played in Mexico City, and that's at that Arena Lopez Mateos, and that's actually a real famous arena for lucha libre. Like the real,
that's right.
Real luchadores would wrestle there. So that place was fucking crazy. Like the first night we played at night, and then the next day we played during the day. It was like a matinee type show.
Yeah.
And man, Mexico is fucking sick because the kids would fill up plastic bags full of beer and drink like beer out of a bag, and I'm talking like quart gallon size almost. And the kids are like super fucking dedicated.
Oh yeah.
And they brought us gifts, and I mean, kids would hang out in the hotel waiting for us, and it was just really, really a crazy experience.
I think that's the one. I think that's the one of that real. It's a famous like Sepultura video where they're playing, and it's like the massive circle pit going on or whatever. I think it's at that place.
It's the same place.
Yeah.
I mean, the equipment's kind of fucking fucked up, but we made do what we did, and it was fun, man. I mean, they even took us. There's a place called the Chopo, and it's maybe.
Oh yeah, I've actually been there one time.
That place is fucking killer.
Yeah,
I don't know if it is the same, but back then, like you could go and you can buy shirts for like $2. Every fucking band, Possessed, fucking Slayer, they would like bootleg your demos and your vinyl or whatever, your 7 inches, and they just sold pins, buttons. It was fun. And they I
mean, I didn't go there till I went there in 2013. I went to help the band Morbosidad. I played bass, and we did like a few shows, and we went to that Chopo, and it was 2013, but it was still cool as shit, because I'd heard about it. I'm like, yeah, this fucking place is legendary,
Tomas is actually my daughter's cousin is married to Tomas, so like I know Tomas, and it was funny because
yeah.
I mean, it's just a small world that we met each other. He's like, man, I was there. I saw you. I was like, holy fuck. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy that it comes full circle that he's he's doing this thing, man, and they're doing good. So I didn't even know that you played in there.
Yeah, it was like brief. I had friends of mine that were playing in the band, and they said, hey, we need somebody to play bass. So we went to Mexico and Guatemala and California, did a few shows.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking insane. It was insane, man. I'll never forget that shit. So I always appreciate that. John wants to know, was that with, man, my eyes are burning, with Toxo Death and Transmetal? Is that who you guys played with?
Yeah. Fucking Transmetal's still together, too.
Yeah, no, like the longest running band. This is a cool photo right here. I'm guessing it was in Mexico, right?
Yeah, that's actually at the Chopo.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Damn. I was laughing. I was like, "Hey, look! There's a Devastation flyer on that pole right behind you guys."
Yeah,
I'm sure that was intentional because, like I said, when we went with Morbosidad, they had this huge fucking poster like somebody had on the wall. So of course we had to go try to, take a picture take it with us. I think somebody took it with them or whatever. But
that's the beauty of like when you tour different countries, like they
yeah,
fucking like they make killer posters and flyers.
you're right.
And it's like fucking amazing, man. I mean, those are like, you want those for your for memories, and I still have mine from Mexico, so like those are badass.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, Chopo's badass. But I can only imagine what it was like in like '89 or '88, whenever you guys went. It had to be totally nuts. Let me ask you about. There's a tons of photos, but I wanted. Nowadays, I laugh because a lot of bands will play shows, and it's like, well, can we borrow this? Can we do that? Can we use this and that? And you guys on this photo says a lot, man. You guys would build the stage, tear it down, and all that, right?
No, that was only for that one show. Like,
but still, you did it though.
Yeah, we had to like Walt built the stage, and then we fucking completely tore it down like to shreds. But it actually started like breaking and stuff like when.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but that's a funny picture. But yeah, that was in McAllen.
Yeah, McAllen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty crazy.
What were you? Was this a Rotting Corpse or Devastation show?
No, I was in Rotting Corpse at the time.
Oh yeah, Chris says that was a McAllen Metal Massacre show.
Yep.
I think I have that flyer in here. I think the one that I had shown you, my friend, was that? Oh no, I don't have it. I have this. Oh, is this the flyer for the show? What's his name was talking about a while ago? Transmetal and Devastation.
That's on the Idolatry tour. That's when they played with Malevolent. So that was I guess the first date.
Oh, the first leg.
Yeah, so they went to Mexico, and then from there they came back to the States and started off. But yeah, I didn't play that show.
Oh, I'd say because I didn't even know you played on any of the Idolatry tour, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, what? I had no idea.
Yeah, mid tour, they fired Lozano and they called me back, and I just went over there and did it. It was funny because I got a postcard from a mid tour.
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call from Rodney. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "You want to come out?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like,
had you been playing at all, or I mean?
Yeah, I mean, at that time I was playing with Indignation. I was.
Okay.
So I was playing. I was active, and then
yeah.
I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go do a tour with my brothers," and they're like, "All right." And did the tour, and then it fell up. That's when Combat was already changing formats, like as far as they really didn't care about what we were doing. If you were selling records, of course they're going to care about you, but they were also embracing earache stuff. So they had merged with earache, so they were bringing all the grindcore stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that was they were really pushing all that shit. So, and there's nothing wrong with it, I mean, I love a lot of stuff that was on there, but they kind of swept us into the rug. They weren't really being supportive of anything.
Any memories of this show right here? My friend Yvonne sent me this flyer. I don't know if she booked it, but it was Devastation, Angkor Wat, and Dead Horse.
Yeah.
Was that the? No, that wasn't it. This was Edinburgh. Yeah, Edinburgh, Texas. What do you remember about this show? I know the shows were pretty wild and shit back then, but
yeah, all the shows
anything stand out?
Always crazy.
Anything stand out about this show that you remember?
Not offhand. No, not offhand. I mean, I just remember the shows down in the valley were really fucking crazy. They were always good. But yeah, I mean, when you showed me that flyer, I was like, "Fuck!" I'm trying to brainstorm. I just remember those shows were really cool in the valley. All the shows were always good in the valley, always.
Yeah. All right, so let me bring this up. I got to bring this up because it's one of those things I like to hear from the people that were actually there. And this is a pretty infamous tour when you helped out Death.
Yeah.
like on the European tour. What are your, I guess, from hear it from your side, how did this come about, and what do you remember about this tour?
The way it all played out was pretty crazy. Like we were on the spiritual healing tour already in the States, and
Right.
I was that tour was with Pestilence and Carcass.
Yeah.
So I was Bill's Andrew's tech. I got hired to be his tech. So I was Bill's
Okay.
tech, because we were already friends from Death and Devastation tour.
Right.
And at that time, I wasn't in Devastation anymore, so I started doing tech work. So I did that tour as Bill's tech, and then I got hired by Pestilence and Carcass to be their tech. So I was teching for all three bands, setting up their gear, and
Okay.
so where this thing came about that I was learning to do sound, there was like no possible way because I was a drum tech. So that just to clarify that, I was a drum tech all for that tour.
Right.
So then we went to Europe. Bill asked me, he's like, I want you to go with me to Europe because I don't want to use their tech. I want to use you. I was like, all right, fine. So I'll go to Europe. So when everything was going down, that's when Chuck was like, I'm not going. So we were like ready to go. And so Walt's like, hey man, it's we're not going. And so long story short, I get a call in the middle of the night, and Walt's like, get on the plane, we're going. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? So get on the plane and fly to New York, and then they get off the plane to our connecting flight, and it's Mitch Carduna, Terry, Bill, and Walt, and no Chuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, we're going, but we're not going with Chuck. And I was like, all right, so fucking here we go. So we're flying, man. And honestly, like mid-flight over there, they just hand me tapes and like start learning songs.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, God damn. So I think it's a joke, and
Yeah.
I sit there in my head, my Walkman, I'm learning songs. We land in Brussels and we have like 2 days off. And they're like, we got to do this. And honestly, man, it's like I did it because of the predicament that Terry and Bill were in. And, contracts were fucking signed, and not, it was fucking craziness.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. I guess I'll just do it. So I did it, and we no fucking rehearsal. Like,
wow.
Just Walt just playing guitar in the fucking hotel room, and I'm just like singing, like kind of mumbling, and then we fucking play live. Like, just go and fucking play. Like, that was like the craziest, dumbest shit I've ever done in my life. Like, it was just different, very different. Under the circumstances that it was under, I did it. And that's all I can say. Really, it's like. It wasn't some crazy like year-long thing, country to country. It was Europe. That was it.
Right. This is the you sent me this too. This is cool. The it was a
that's the itinerary.
Creator Death I guess itinerary or tour schedule or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we did it 14 countries in fucking 2.5 months.
That's
and
fucking crazy.
A grand total of 9 days off. So we played fucking every fucking day.
Now, what was because there's really no footage, maybe a couple things out there. Mm-hmm. What were those shows like, man?
Fucking crazy, man. I mean, Creator was huge. I mean, so
yeah.
I mean, we went. The first shows were small, like 300-400 people. And then they just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then by the time we got to the eastern side of Germany, like Czechoslovakia and Poland, we were playing like with 8,700 people.
Damn.
5,000 people. I mean, Olympic in Poland, I think we played it's like an Olympic style arena.
Yeah.
So you get on stage and you can't see the first like 20, 30 rows, and the rest is sea of people.
Wow.
Full production, like they had, lighting rig, monitor sound rigs.
Yeah, it was a big tour, right?
Yeah, we had our own bus. Death had their own bus. Creator had their own bus. So it was
Just
really
go out there, Louie. There's only 9,000 people out there. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had to do a lot of drinking to get my ass up there.
That's crazy, man. Now what so what was the reception like, man? I mean it's been 31 years already.
It wasn't good. I mean, honestly, it wasn't good. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't sound like Chuck. That's for one thing. They wanted Chuck. I mean, but he was going through some personal shit, and he didn't want to go. And there was contracts that had to be, met, and no lawsuits we didn't want to happen. So we went and we did it, and it's something that just, people bring it up, and that's fine, but. I don't want to be known as like, oh, you're that guy. But yeah.
No, hell no. I don't. I just want to hear it, because man, this story's been talked about over the years. And there's never, and it's cool to talk to somebody that was actually there. I don't want to hear what so and so has to say about it. They weren't there. I don't believe anything anybody else says that wasn't there, right? But
yeah, I mean, after a while, people kind of were like receptive, but it wasn't going to be like, oh, it's really fucking death. It just wasn't.
Well, another thing, I mean, there was no way of finding out. I mean, we didn't have internet back then, right? Hey, so and so, I just saw Death and Chuck wasn't in the band or whatever. So, so this was this picture from that tour with you and the Creator guys?
No, that's when Creator first came to the States, and I had been I had a fanzine as well back then when I was tape trading, and then I would just do interviews and shit. I became pen pals with Mila from Creator. Yeah. So they came to the States, and I got to meet him and fucking hung out with him. And that's a crazy story too, because I was a big Creator fan. I still love their stuff. Yeah. But then I ended up spending 2.5 months with them. It's like badass. Yeah. I got to see him every night. Hung out with him, became friends with him, and it was
their Coma Souls, I think.
No, I think that was Extreme Aggression tour. No, yeah, no.
No, when you guys were in your.
Oh yeah, it was a Coma Souls tour.
They were really like big at that time. I remember.
Yeah, I mean that tour was amazing. I mean, those dudes don't fuck around over there. I mean, they're big, and that's the thing that we didn't understand when we got there, how big they were. Like, I'm like, fuck, these dudes are fucking, like, they're big. They're not playing small venues. They're playing big halls, So it was like, badass, So to take, I guess the whole idea was to take the biggest band in America, which was Death, with them, and have this big fucking tour. But, it just didn't work out like that. We went as, villains, and we got lucky. I mean, Walt was going as a second guitar player, and I was just going to be Bill's tech, and I just ended up having to sing,
That's insane. That's one of the most insane fucking stories ever, man. And there's so many photos out there of like that lineup, like more than I thought, like on magazine covers and shit like that. So I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's
a big deal.
There was a big article that they did at Rock Hard. They did 2 of them, and it was like fucking me. I'm all like, what the fuck, goddamn. But MTV.
So did you learn all the songs?
Not everything. I mean, we learned I learned what we could, and we fucking played like that. I think we picked like some of our favorites, really. I mean, we couldn't play a lot of stuff off Spiritual because they had both guitars, and Walt's really not that type of guitar player, or wasn't that type of guitar player. I mean, I don't know how he plays now, but it wasn't like that. And so like we were pulling shit out of the hat that we're like, fucking, we played Mutilation. We would open up with Mutilation.
Hell yeah.
And Chuck would hardly ever play that. But
Yeah, it's a classic song.
Zombie, fucking pull the plug, and
Hell yeah.
a lot of old stuff. We did a lot of old
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. Let's move on. This Indignation was after Devastation. You did what, a couple demos, I think, with this band?
We did 3 demos, and same thing with that is like they already had their band and they needed a drummer.
Yeah.
A guy named Javier Villegas used to play drums for him, and Javier, actually was in Necrovore.
Right.
And actually, Necrovore had approached me to join the band when they needed a drummer, and I said no. And I told him I know a friend of mine plays drums, so they called Javier. Javier ended up playing with Necrovore.
Yeah.
So after Necrovore, he was jamming with Indignation. He left, and then they asked me to join, and then I joined, and we did 3 demos. One, we never released 2 of them, and they're trying to re-release these now, but I think they're gonna do Words of Deceit.
Right. Yeah. Aaron from
Aaron
guy from Houston.
Yeah, he's gonna do it, and then we're actually gonna release. We're gonna throw in the unreleased two songs that we did before we broke up, and that was same thing. We just recorded 2 songs to shop around to try to get signed, but we never did it. We're too fucking lazy.
What how about this photo?
No, yeah, that's when I joined, and that's Carl Snyder, Mike Hernandez. Carl actually is playing with Pius Levis with Mike Hernandez. And that's Big Mike, and then me, and then that's Matt Hernandez. He doesn't play anymore, but yeah, Carl and Big Mike used to be in Thornspawn. So
Carl's been in here in the chat, and so somebody asked if that was Mike Hernandez. Yeah, that's Mike.
Yeah.
But I actually saw you guys on this tour or this show right here. I don't know if you remember this show.
Yeah, we played with Immolation. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, dude, that was a badass show, man.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Yep, that was at the Axiom.
Yeah, we actually had Jeff play bass for us at that show.
Right.
He used to be in a band called Diablos. It was from San Antonio, and I don't even know who he plays with now. But
he's got some bands. He's got like drawing a blank here, but yeah.
He does black metal stuff though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good kid, man. And then so we did that, and Carl wasn't in the band anymore. We lost our singer, so we changed the whole lineup. It was really just Big Mike and myself, and we got changed the whole lineup. We had a guy named Dana Hawkins playing guitar. Fucking that dude is fucking crazy, phenomenal guitar player. And a friend of mine named Mike Calderon was singing. And we had a bass player named Mark Salvatierra. He passed away. But yeah, we just never really different style. Like that style of music was different from Devastation. My playing was different from Devastation. So it was more extreme style stuff that we were doing then. And that's after that. Yeah, I just didn't. I played in another local band, but that was it. That was the end of it. I just No, I take it back. Me and Mike Hernandez and a guy named Dana Hawkins, we formed a band called Holy Hell, and it was just us 3, and we were just playing fucking
Possessed covers or what?
No, I mean we took it from the Possessed song, but we were playing stuff like more like the style of like Angel Corpse style.
I got you.
Playing and really fast shit, fucking going all crazy, and that's
Jeff's in Trenchant and Imprecation. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but Imprecation played this show too. This was actually Wes's first show with Imprecation.
Really?
They're just out on the flyer, but that was his very first show with Imprecation.
Wow.
Yep. And Paul Ramirez, I think Paul Ramirez made this flyer, if I remember.
Fucking crazy bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do it like he does. Yeah. You guys and Sal and fucking Ruben and fucking monsters.
Yeah, dude. I know it.
And Matt, who makes the bags for fucking the Astros.
Oh yeah, Matt Romero. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story, man. I'm gonna tell you real
quick.
Go ahead.
Fucking.
It was Matt and Paul came to my house, and this was like after I was playing. I was done playing.
Yeah.
And fucking me and fucking Paul drank a whole bottle of Jägermeister, and I got in so much trouble, man. Oh man, I got fucking. I can't even. My shoe was up 2 streets. Like I don't know how my shoe was up 2 streets. I was asleep under my car. I fucking had a black eye. Fucking. That was fucking ridiculous.
I think you're the one that printed these shirts.
I probably saw that shirt. I was like, fuck yeah. That was. You know what's funny is like that's.
I think that was the night they went to go pick them up or something.
The funny thing is like that's probably like the second paying customer I had when we opened our shop.
No shit.
Yeah, and it was flattery. My father-in-law was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it had the chickens like jerking off in the back of the shirt.
It was crazy. But yeah, me and Paul got into a lot of trouble that night. I got
that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Good
so,
times.
Well, hell yeah, man. Let me ask you about this. What's going on here?
Oh, okay. That's John Redfern. He's a good friend of mine. He was actually the SA Slayer's tech.
Oh, okay.
And, that's when all these bands, the members from like Hellstar and Juggernaut and they Slayer, and they formed that South Texas. God damn, my mind went blank. It's like a super group with all the bands from from Texas. So they had Mike Solis, Art Varial, Scott Womack, Bob Catlin, Harlan, Glenn, Bobby Jerzombek was playing that night. So they all got together and they were playing songs from all the bands. They played songs from Militia, played songs from Slayer, Carry On.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, Jason McMaster too was in it, but yeah. And I just went out there and was checking it out, and me and Redfern took a picture together. But he was the first guy I ever seen have a Motorhead fucking tattoo, and I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, I was like, damn.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Shit. Well, man, I think we've been going at it like almost hour and a half already, so cool. I won't keep it much longer. But
no, that's fine.
It's been fucking cool having you on here talking about stuff, man. I appreciate it. Anybody have any? Yeah, of course. Anybody have any questions, or anybody got any Louie stories or questions you want to ask them? Go ahead and now I'll give you a couple minutes to ask something. If you got anything, if I have asked every question already, because I tried to,
I do want to
do a little research.
I do want to say like I'm very fortunate to be able to play with a lot of good fucking bands.
Yeah,
Texas bands and good.
That sounds like Sal and Ruben.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was like very fortunate to play with like fucking people that I met. You know, like I met Rodney at a fucking Metallica in-store, and I think that's where we became friends. And
that's fucking awesome.
Just being able to be friends still with the bands that we played with, like Sepultura. Like I'm still friends with Igor and Paulo and Andreas and Derek, and I'm still friends with Mike Amont from Carcass when I see them. So it's like I've been able to meet really cool people, like even fans. Like I saw somebody comment something. They're like, "Man, I met him in Scotland." And they were like, "Yeah, we met him at the merch booth." And I was like, "Man, if I see your face, I'll probably remember you." But,
well, actually, it's funny you mentioned Sepultura, because I'm glad you brought that up because my friend, a friend of mine, Billy, asked me. He goes, ask Louie why the hell they decided to play on Thanksgiving at the Axiom. Do you remember playing that?
Yeah, yeah. That was a great tour, man. I mean, that was the first time Sepultura came to America, and that was our very first tour as that lineup for Signs of Life.
Yeah.
And so we did that tour, and I guess that really, it brings memories to where you're like, fuck, this is my first time doing this and doing that, and we're able to be friends still. Like, me and Igor will chat every now and then, and he's still fucking cool as hell,
Yeah, that's badass. I'm gonna have. I plan on having Jr. Remember the owner of the Axiom, on the show here coming up sometime soon, and he told me about that show when Sepultura first came down. It was Thanksgiving, and he like bought them. Like they brought him like some kind of Thanksgiving dinner, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" They didn't know anything about Thanksgiving or whatever.
No, man, they're from Brazil. They don't need
yeah, exactly. So he gave them a Thanksgiving spread, and they're like, "What the?" I mean, they liked it, but they're like, "What the hell is this?" So
yeah.
Anyhow.
It's pretty crazy. Did you see that Gio and Max and Igor played Antichrist together?
Yeah, I did see that actually.
That was fucking cool, man.
Yeah, Gyro has that new band or whatever. Okay, so I got a question. What's the best and worst parts of not playing drums anymore? Andy was a drummer on a band. I don't even remember a band called Flim from back in the day.
Dude, I have it. There's a picture of me, Mile, Rob, and Stoney from Creator, and I'm wearing a Flim shirt.
There you go, Andy.
Yeah. No, not Flim. No. It's a Snot shirt.
Snot. Oh, it's not from Houston?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, man, I don't know, man. Honestly, it's like, I guess once I lost the passion, I was just all like, I'm done, But I mean, I can still finger tap and stuff, but it's I'm not making any noise.
Yeah.
It's there's not any disadvantage other than like if you try to get back on it, you're not going to be good,
Yeah,
it's going to be horrible. But I guess my style of playing changed so much.
Yeah.
That and my musical taste has changed so much now that it's like sometimes I listen to stuff and I'm like, what the fuck? This is terrible. This is like shit's fucking garbage, Like everybody makes fun of me, like I don't know anything new other than what I hear, It's like
right.
And I'm not gonna go searching for it. And one thing is like, you can't reinvent the wheel, And the thing is like, where we come from, like we were doing that, and then all these new bands are doing it, which is cool. But sometimes you're like, oh man, it's really nothing interesting.
Right.
And so like I stick to the old stuff, the stuff that I grew up on, the stuff that I like.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, you guys were doing something that was new at the time. It wasn't like, you were just out there playing. That's what's you weren't trying to like a lot. I had a lot of people that I ask them. They're like, yeah, we like Slayer, and I always give this example. Yeah, we like Slayer, but we wanted to be faster and heavier than Slayer, right? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you were trying to push the boundaries, just like you said. Devastation was super fast, and that Rotting Corpse demo you were on was faster and more aggressive, and just shit like that. So Plague. Carl wants to know about to ask you about Plague.
That was like a high school band. Me and a kid named John Zarate. He recorded a little demo, and he was trying to sing like Smear, like real high falsetto. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it was terrible. And then I jammed with him, and then we got some other members in the band and played a few songs, recorded a demo. It was terrible.
All right, Fraser. I'll ask him, Fraser. So who influenced you to like play drums?
Early on, Dave McClain, really, from S.A. Slayer, man. I mean,
yeah.
When I see him play, he was fucking badass, Of course, you see Peter Criss and drummers like that, but then it just starts to evolve and see somebody better, somebody with more technique, Rob Reiner from Anvil was another one that I liked. I
Yeah.
was into the speed of Lars, but I didn't really like his drumming.
Right.
And then Lombardo, of course, was just on fire. Dan Beeler, of course, for his fucking double bass is incredible. Um, and then from there, man, you start listening to crazy shit. And it's like Lombardo, Charlie Benante, Hoagland, of course, super fast double bass. And
Yeah.
from there, Sandoval, of course,
Yeah.
he
What
was
about
good
what
too.
about DRI's drummers like Eric and Felix Griffin? Did
Yeah,
you?
Felix is fucking a monster back then, man. I mean,
Yeah.
speed was just crazy. There's just so many, and then honestly, it's just like now. There's so many good drummers. You hear them now, and I'm like, God damn, this dude, who's this kid, And it just grew from there. Went from I think when I was on the Idolatry tour and I got to see Mark Simpson play, I was watching him, and that dude is. I mean, you talk about power. That dude was like
That was
fast and
Demolition
powerful.
Hammer, or who was it?
Well, yeah.
What drummer? Yeah.
No, well, Mark Simpson played in Malevolent, but Vinny Dave.
Oh, Malevolent.
Vinny was a fucking crazy drummer too. Fucking character as fuck. He tattooed me in the back of Joe's garage. He tattooed me, and but he was a great drummer too. There's so many. And to me, it's like being friends with so many bands too. Like it's never gonna stop. Like, oh man, this dude plays fucking good too. Dave Carlross was another one. Mike Smith was a fucking another one from Suffocation. Ventor was, man, when we played with Creator in Europe, that dude is a machine.
Yeah.
He's like he hits hard as fuck, and he's just so loud. It's like he's just a powerful drummer, man.
Was he still singing at that time too?
He did Ride of Violence.
Well, but like live. I'm talking about. Was he still singing live then?
Yeah, he did Ride of Violence. I wish he would have done like other stuff, like like Cry War. That would have been badass,
Yeah, Cry War.
Yeah.
What snare did you use on Signs of Life? Do you remember?
Yeah, a CB700 snare.
There you go.
A
CB700.
A nasty fucking. That was the last thing I kept from my old set. Like, and it's funny. You know who else asked me that one time? Fucking Henry Vasquez. From I don't know who he's playing with, the Blood of the Sun now, or
Henry Vasquez.
He's playing with the Skull or Saint Vitus.
Oh.
And he asked me one time. This was before he was even playing. He's like, "Hey, what kind of snare do you have?" And I said, "CB700." A fucking shitty snare. I had everything else was good, but my snare was terrible.
I mean, I like the sound. I like the sound of the toms. I like the sound of the production of the drums on that. Cymbals are like loud and just like I don't know. That's just me.
I mean the setup I kept forever. I had that Thomas like forever. Rodney bought it, and then I bought it from Rodney. But that was a great fucking kit. Cool. I think if I ever bought a kit again, I don't even know where I'd start because I don't know anything about drums. I don't know anything about drums.
No, I mean it seems like you're like content with what you're happy with what you're doing now. Like the t-shirts and the tattoos and stuff like that. So,
yeah, the only physical aspect I had of was playing drums. I didn't do anything else. When I was active, when I played drums, and then later on, like even like now I don't play at all. And with fucking COVID, I gained too much weight.
Yeah, no shit.
I couldn't train. I mean, I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a long time.
Damn.
And I got turned on to that from Igor from Sepultura. No shit. Yep. And then so I was training up until COVID, and then I stopped, and then now I'm just like I'm not. I was riding a bike. My wife and I would ride bikes like crazy. Like we would ride. She's a killer, man. She'd make me ride like 20 miles.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 5 miles, 10 miles. Hey, let's do 20. Same shit. So
yeah.
She pushes me.
Cool. Well, man, again, I appreciate it. Just go ahead and start winding it down. It was cool hearing the stories, hearing your side of things, and like I said, I dig a lot of the shit that you've done, if not all the shit you've done. And
Thank you.
it was cool. It was cool. It was cool having you on here, man. You mentioned I'm trying to get actually. You mentioned them both. You mentioned Roger and Javier, and I'm trying to get them on the show too, to talk about like Hell Preacher and Necrovore and all that shit. So
actually, Roger they just released the Hell Preacher on vinyl.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you did?
I got it from him. Yeah, I bought a copy from him. I bought a copy from him. It's fucking great. It's got it's got a cool packaging. It's got like a little extra bonus track that wasn't on the tape, because I only ever had them like on a tape, like dubbed from a friend or whatever. And but yeah, I'm trying to get them on here too, so that'd be cool. Trying to show some Texas love.
Yeah,
that's San Antonio. I'm trying to get Splatteria guys to come on here, but I don't think they'll probably get me shut down.
Yeah,
they'll get me shut down quickly.
Fucking Paul, of course.
Yeah.
Sal.
Yeah.
Sal was wearing an anal cut shirt when he got arrested, right?
Oh my God, yes. He people brag about certain things, but he brags about that,
Yeah, it was like world famous.
Dude, it's before I let you go, I remember a buddy of mine calling me like, "Hey man, Sal's on the news." I'm like, "What do you mean he's on the news?" Because they were showing the chase on the news that day, and
they showed the chase.
Oh yeah, it was live on TV, and it was like he drove like a white pickup truck, but that thing was like it could barely move. I'm like, I was like, what did they say like on the headline like? Slow speed chase down fucking I-45 in Houston, because that truck, I'm surprised I don't know how he got away from him is what I'm saying, because
oh
he was going like 20 miles an hour going down the freeway or whatever. So but yeah, it was on the news. So
were you part of Splatteria too as well?
No, Ruben and Sal ended up jamming with me way later on, like early 2000s, and some other like grindcore stuff we did. But no, I was never in the band. I always, they're my favorite Houston band, because they were just total psychos, and nobody was doing that stuff. But
what was the name of the band that you were doing?
It was called Hippo Christians. It was just heavy grindcore. Okay. Yeah. And me and Robert Mena had a band called HRA, and but yeah, it was those guys are still. Everybody always asks me about them. I'm like, if you knew them and like back then, they're still the same.
Oh yeah,
nothing's changed.
Paul's different though. Paul is a fucking badass drummer though.
Oh no, he's great. He's great. I mean, he's like a skilled, like technically trained drummer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'd rip my ass apart, all the time. Oh, you're not doing this. You suck.
Yeah, exactly. No, but he's a great drummer, man. No doubt about it. So, hey, again, appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. Hopefully you had a good time.
Pleasure. Oh yeah.
All right.
I have a crazy, I can go on and on, but there's so much shit that I knew, experienced, and saw. So.
Yeah. I just don't want. I don't like keeping anybody too late.
No. You're fine, man. It's all good. I can, tell you what you'd like to hear. I mean, it's all fun. And,
yeah. Well, we can always do another part where we can discuss way more. I'd like to have you on, like, to talk about, because I do like that Sodom thing. I don't know if you saw it. I'm gonna do a show where we talk about Sodom, stuff like that, where just get people's input on, like, when they just stuff like that. So we could probably do one. I was thinking about doing one on Merciful Fate and stuff like that. Something that I think you might enjoy talking about. So, or even do an old San Antonio, get a bunch of San Antonio people together or whatever. And
if it has anything to do with like older bands, then I can relate to you. Anything new, I couldn't help you. I couldn't help you.
No, yeah. Like I said, Venom, Merciful Fate, fucking. We did a show on Hell Awaits already, which was cool. You know what? Actually, I was thinking about doing one on Dead Horse, like the first album. I think stuff like that. So
yeah, that was like they were way. I mean, they came out and they just had a style that was like totally different, man. And they just like fuck shit up, man. They were like great.
Yeah, dude, and they there was like no show like a Dead Horse show because they brought in like everybody,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
people that were in the metal, punk, industrial, alternative, whatever. They were all at a Dead Horse show. So
yeah,
but yeah, no, but I'll definitely keep in touch about. We could do a part 2, or we can just have you on one of the whatever. It'd be cool to have you on again because you got cool stories, brother, and I appreciate it.
No, man, thank you for having me. Thanks to the people that took the time to even watch it and listen to this. It's
no, we had a good crowd show up, and I'll keep people showing love for Dead Horse. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Man, it's crazy that they're still doing it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely cool.
Cool. All right, Louie.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man. You have a good one, and thanks to everybody for checking it out.
Awesome.
Keep doing the good work, man. You're doing something really cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you need to make some stickers of that flag behind you, though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm well, you know what? I got a shirt guy right here, and he might be able to make me some shirts or something like
that. Right on, man.
All right, brother. Thank you. Have a good night. Oh, that was awesome. Appreciate everybody hanging out. That was really, really fucking cool, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, it was fun. Evan, Sam, you can watch it anytime as soon as this is over on YouTube, or as the live stream is over, you can watch it on YouTube. He gave some cool stories. Thanks, Tom. Hey, awesome. Thanks, Chris. Jeff, you rule, dude. We'll be in San Antonio whenever we get a chance, brother. I promise. But yeah, it was fucking awesome, man. Hearing Devastation for the first time when I was like 14 or whatever. Hell yeah. And then get to talk to Louie. Fucking rules, man. So again, thanks everybody that subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, go ahead and do it. Click that subscribe button. Help me out. Help the show grow some. Tell everybody about it. Share the channel, share the shows, share however you can to help support the show. I'd appreciate it. Reminder, Saturday, I'll have some friends on talking about Sodom. This is not just about the experts of sodomy, which rules, but we'll be talking Sodom. So tune in Saturday, man. It's gonna be cool. Who's on? Who has already told me? John. I don't know if y'all know John. Is it Verica? Roy Fox. Gonna be on with me again. A couple other people. Patrick. So that's gonna be awesome. Sodomy and lust. So that's gonna be cool. Again. Yeah, you're damn right, Andy. He's gonna be on here. Andy, if you wanna, I need you to come on the show. You can come on the Sodom show if you want. Have you and Roy on. What else? Before I let y'all go? Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good question. Again, those of you in Texas, go to txmetalconcerts.com for all shows happening throughout the state of Texas. Massive calendar of all kinds of shows. You got it. I'll be hitting you up, Andy, about something soon. So cool. But yeah, Texas Metal Concerts, txmetalconcerts.com. Go check it out. All right. Well, with that, I say Flim tape. Oh yeah, Roy's doing that Flim tape. I forgot. FIFH. Woo, that would be sick. Anybody know how to get a hold of those guys? All right. Again, thanks everybody. Here we go. Oops, forgot to put the